Good morning, students. Can you see the screen? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So last class, we have discussed about the adjoint of a matrix and how can you find the adjoint of a particular matrix, square matrix. By finding what? By finding the minors and cofactors of the determinant of the matrix. So today we will describe about the another part that will come from adjoint of a matrix actually. So inverse of a matrix is a very important topic from matrix portion. So already in the last class you have find the formula for finding the adjoint of a matrix. And what is that? Adjoint of A equal to what? The matrix formed by the what? Transpose of the cofactors of every element of the matrix. So here you can see in inverse of a matrix, let us suppose you have to take a matrix capital A that should be square first, is said to be singular if determinant A is equal to 0 and non-singular if determinant A it is not properly written, okay, not non-equal to 0. फाइन नेक्स्ट पर जो है डिटर्मिनेंट ए नॉट इक्वल टू 0 होगा नॉन सिंगुलर में जो पाएगा दैट इज पहले तो तुमको जानना होगा कि एक मैट्रिक्स को हम लोग कब सिंगुलर बोलेंगे एंड वेयर वी आर गोइंग टू से अ मैट्रिक्स इज टू बी नॉन सिंगुलर. So for singular matrix, what is the condition that if you find the determinant of that particular matrix, the result should be 0 after expanding. Okay, and what is the non-singular matrix? If you are going to find the determinant of that matrix, you are finding that after expansion, the value of the determinant will not be equal to 0. That is said to be non-singular. Fine. So always remember one thing. For finding the inverse of a particular square matrix, always remember that the determinant of the particular matrix we are taking, that should be always non-singular. Always remember that. ठीक है, जो हम लोग मैट्रिक्स लेंगे, जो मैट्रिक्स दिया जाएगा तुम लोग को इन्वर्स निकालने के लिए, एंड टू फाइंड द इन्वर्स ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर मैट्रिक्स दैट शुड बी स्क्वायर, नो डाउट. उस मैट्रिक्स का मतलब डिटर्मिनेंट 0 नहीं हो सकता. दैट इज ऑलवेज नॉन सिंगुलर. Why I am saying that? Because later on I will explain that why the determinant of a particular matrix is non-zero in for finding the inverse. क्यों मतलब 0 नहीं होता? So for that, you just see the formula for finding the inverse of a matrix. So let A be the square matrix. इसका inverse A inverse होगा. The formula is given here. A inverse equals to, see, A inverse equals to 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. Understood? 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. A be the matrix. मतलब तुम लोगों को A इनवर्स निकालने के लिए डिटर्मिनेंट का A का तो वैल्यू निकालना ही होगा. उसके बावजूद तुम लोगों को क्या निकालना होगा? You need to find the value of the adjoint of the particular matrix. Already in the last class, I have discussed the formula for finding the adjoint of a particular matrix. So adjoint निकालो, determinant of that particular matrix निकालो, and finally you will get the inverse. It's like okay. So see, if inverse of a matrix A exists, then it is unique. A is a square matrix. Capital A is non-singular, determinant A non-zero. This if and only if A inverse exists. मतलब यही मैंने बोल रहा हूँ अभी कि A inverse को exist होने के लिए, for existence of that particular inverse of the matrix, always remember that determinant of that matrix cannot be 0. Why it is not 0? Because see in the formula for A inverse, you can see here If determinant A अगर 0 हो गया तुम लोग का, so 1 by 0 is undefined. So determinant will not exist then. Sorry, inverse will not exist then. Understood? So that's why always for finding the inverse, determinant of that particular matrix will not be 0. That is always. 0 होने से inverse exist नहीं. That is the main thing. So formula याद रख लो. A inverse equal to 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A, and A inverse exist होने के लिए determinant A is always to be non-zero. So just take a simple example of a matrix. Uh, okay. See, for finding the inverse of a matrix, I am going to take a matrix. Let write down. Let capital A equal to, let capital A equal to a square matrix. So matrix का bracket लिखना 2 by 2 order matrix. Remember. Just simple example I am going to discuss the inverse. 2 by 2 एक मैट्रिक्स लेना. So दो रो दो कॉलम का. पहला रो में होगा 1 0 and the second row 1 1. The elements are. So again I am telling the matrix. What are the elements of the matrix? In the first row it should be 1 and 0, and in the second row it should be 1 and 1. Understood? Have you getting the what matrix?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, let A equal to that matrix, comma, find A inverse. So see, for finding the inverse, the procedure is like that. So write down, we have, we have A inverse equals to 1 by determinant of A. Just write down the formula. 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. A is a capital A. उसको equation number 1 दे देना. Okay, give that formula as equation number 1. Where, where you can write, where adjoint of A is A equal to, एक मैट्रिक्स लिखना. इसमें भी देखो, since the given matrix is of order 2 by 2, isn't it? So हम लोग को जितना भी निकालना होगा माइनर्स कोफैक्टर सब 2 by 2 मैट्रिक्स का ही निकालना होगा. So adjoint of A का फॉर्मूला क्या था? What is the formula for adjoint of A? Someone's microphone is not muted still now. Anurag Prasad Chaurasia, kindly mute your microphone. Bhiguroy, kindly mute your microphone. Bhiguroy, kindly mute your microphone. Okay. So what is the formula for adjoint of A? Okay, see adjoint of A मैट्रिक्स के भीतर जो एलिमेंट होगा वो सब क्या होगा देखो. adjoint of A का मैट्रिक्स सिमिलरली 2 by 2 ही होगा. So what are the elements of that adjoint of A? In the first row you can write, in the first row it should be capital A suffix 1 1 and capital A suffix 1 2. First row you have to write A11, A12, first row. Capital A11, capital A12, and in the second row you will write capital A21, capital A22. Okay, and after writing the elements in the above right corner of the matrix, you have to write capital T. Someone's microphone is still not muted. Ilan Fayani, kindly mute your microphone. Okay. So understood, adjoint of A equal to matrix का symbol दिया within square bracket, what are the elements? Capital A11, capital A12, capital A21, capital A22 to the power transpose T, capital T you have to write. Okay, mark that equation as equation number 2. Okay, so where again you will write where capital A suffix Aij, capital Aij's are the cofactors of the elements of capital A. Okay, after equation number 2, what you have to write where capital A suffix ij लिखना, ठीक है? Capital Aij's apostrophe comma s, capital Aij's मतलब capital A11, capital A12, capital A21, capital A22 ये सब क्या है मतलब? So where capital Aij's are the cofactors of the elements of capital A. ओके, सो पहले तो हम लोग को वो वैल्यू निकालना होगा a11 a12 a21 a22 का. उसके बाद in equation 2 you have to put that and find the transpose, then you will have the value of the adjoint of the particular matrix. उसके बाद adjoint का वैल्यू equation 1 में पुट कर देना. determinant h should be find out first, remember always. उसके बाद हम लोग देखेंगे कि इनवर्स एग्जिस्ट होता है कि नहीं. ठीक है, ओके. नाउ प्रोसीड फर्दर. Now you have to write now determinant of A equals to determinant within determinant bracket, that is the close bar 1001, sorry 1011. So इसको expand कर दो. What is the rule for expanding as 2 by 2 order determinant? Multiply the upper left corner element to the lower left corner element. 1 into 1 is 1. Minus formula is given. Then again multiply the lower left corner element to the upper right corner element. That is 1 into 0. That is 0. So ultimately result is 1, which is non-zero, not equal to 0. So ultimately we are getting that determinant of that particular matrix is non-zero. Therefore you can write therefore A inverse exists. Okay. So यहाँ पे लिखने को तुमको step marking मिलेगा. That will you will have suppose 1 mark. Okay. After then you will find the cofactors. A11 A12 का वैल्यू निकालना है. So now capital A11 is what? Cofactor capital A11 equal to cofactor of the एलिमेंट. कौन सा एलिमेंट होगा? फर्स्ट रो फर्स्ट कॉलम में कौन सा एलिमेंट है? 1 ना, 1. So what is the formula for calculating cofactor? -1 to the power, which is equals to -1 to the power I plus j. I plus j मतलब क्या होगा? इसका पोजीशन क्या है? 1 and 1. So 1 plus 1 into okay into minor of 1. Minor of 1 क्या होगा बोलो? What is the minor of the first element of the matrix capital A? So minor निकालने के लिए क्या होगा? We have to cancel the column and row that the first element will exist. So 1 को cancel करो, first column, first row, only 1 is left ना. So determinant तो exist ही नहीं होता है. So after cancelling the column and row that 1 exists, what is the result you will have? Into 1. So that is equals to -1 square into 1. That is equals to 1. So the value of A11 is 1. Next find out A12. That is the word cofactor of 0. What is the cofactor of 0? -1 to the power. Position is was 1 plus 2 into. So minor of 0 क्या होगा? Cancelling the column and row, again it should be 1. So answer is -1. Then similarly, what is the value of A21? A21 is -1 to the power 2 plus 1 into minor of 1 is what? Cancelling the column and row, you will get into 0. So the result is 0. And what is the value of A22? -1 to the power 2 plus 2 into minor of 1, that is cancelling the column and row, it should be 1. So the result is 1. So finally the values of A11, A12, A21 and 22 are what? 1, -1 0 एंड 1। ओके सी, यहाँ में हम लोग जब माइनर निकल रहे होते हैं वहाँ में डिटर्मिनेंट एक आना चाहिए, बट दैट डिटर्मिनेंट इज नॉट एग्जिस्टिंग हियर बिकॉज वी आर टेकिंग अ 2x2 ऑर्डर मैट्रिक्स। 3x3 लेने के लिए 3x3 जब मैट्रिक्स होगा देन डिटर्मिनेंट एक्सपेंशन आएगा। लेकिन if the matrix given to you is a 2x2 order matrix, in finding the cofactors determinant का calculation ही नहीं होगा because after cancelling the column and row you will get only one element left. Okay, so that element को multiply कर देना है बस। So therefore equation number 2 implies क्या होगा, adjoint of capital A equal to, just put the values in equation 2, that is 1 minus 1 0 1 to the power transpose. Are you getting my point? Hello?
Sir,
Yes,
say
sir.
again.
Okay, adjoint of A का वैल्यू क्या हो गया, मैट्रिक्स फर्स्ट रो में आएगा 1 minus 1, सेकेंड रो में आएगा 0 and 1 to the power 3. Okay, so this matrix का ट्रांसपोज क्या होगा बोलो, what is the transpose of this matrix? Just changing the rows and columns. रो को कॉलम बना दो, कॉलम को रो बना दो। So if you change the first column to first row, that is 1 0 in the first row, and if you change the second column to second row, that is -1. So finally the value of adjoint of A equal to what? फर्स्ट रो में होगा 1 0, सेकेंड रो में होगा -1 and 1. So finally you will have equation number 1 implies A inverse equals to 1 by determinant of A का वैल्यू कितना था, 1 था ना, ओके, इनटू एडजॉइंट ऑफ A का वैल्यू होगा मैट्रिक्स 1 0 -1 1। सो 1 by 1 is 1, so 1 मल्टीप्लाई करने से सभी एलिमेंट 1 मतलब सेम ही रहेगा। So ultimately the result of that A inverse equals to what? A matrix that is a 2x2 order matrix. 1 0 is the first row, -1 1 in the second. So that is the solution for A inverse. Okay. So later on I will send you this solution in the WhatsApp group. Fine. It's very simple. Just I'm going to this word demonstrate the inverse concept with the help of a simple 2x2 order matrix. Okay. So तुम लोग एक homework लिखो तो inverse निकालना होगा। Now we are going to take a 3x3 order matrix. Okay. The question is, have you seen the question 47?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are seeing ना? So question होगा तुम लोग का, लिखो question if capital A equals to, फर्स्ट रो में लिखना 0 1 2, सेकेंड रो में लिखना 1 2 3, एंड इन द थर्ड रो क्वेश्चन में तुम लोग का दिया है 3A1 ना, सो इन प्लेस ऑफ A यू विल राइट जस्ट 2, सो इन द थर्ड रो इट विल बी 3 2 1। ओके, A को 2 से रिप्लेस कर दो बस। Okay, so what is A inverse? Comma, find A inverse. Okay, understood? If capital A equal to, first row में होगा 0 1 2, second row में 1 2 3, and in the third row 3 2 1, comma, find A inverse. So यहाँ में same process will be followed. First find adjoint. Okay, the solution system is same. Equation 1 2 देना, उसके बाद aij में खाली एक बार एक रो और एक कॉलम भर जाएगा. Determinant of a निकालना. For the existence of inverse, determinant of a is always non-zero. Then find out the cofactors a11, a12, a13 सब निकालना. Put the value in the adjoint and find the inverse. Okay. If you will not just try this problem to find the value of the inverse. Fine. अगर नहीं हो सकता तो मैं करके मतलब तुम लोग को दे दूंगा. Next class you have to show me the solution of this particular matrix. ओके एक लास्ट रह गया. लास्ट में तो दो टू रह गया थ्योरी पर. इनवर्स के बाद आता है ये वाला. देखिए सर हाँ okay. Next is what we will find out one more solution. This is, have you seen this solution of non-homogeneous linear equation? Okay, see three types of equations, all are linear, and from these three equations you can see, from these three equations you will have the values of x. You will have to find the values of x, y, z. Okay, अगर तुम लोगों को मेथड अगर डिस्क्राइब नहीं किया है then you can easily find the solutions because three unknowns, three equations are there, so it can be easily solved. Okay, but with the help of the method described here, what is that method? That is nothing but the two methods are here. See, two methods. One is matrix inversion method and the next one is by Cramer's rule. A matrix inversion method, whether it is applicable to you or not, I just check it out. Matrix inversion method, Cramer's rule, solution of linear equation using matrix method. Okay, it is here. Okay, see, so this is the first method I am going to discuss with you. So that's what in these three linear equations, what can you see? First, see what are the coefficients of x, y, z from the three equations. पहले equation में coefficient of x, y, z क्या है? What are the coefficients of x, y, z in the first equation? Hello?
A1, B1,
A1,
C1.
B1 and C1. Okay, B1 is a constant. D1 is a constant.
C1.
Okay, then what are the coefficients of x, y, z in the second equation? Similarly, A2, B2, C2, and in the third equation, A3, B3, C3. Now, see, to find the solution for x, y, z, that are the unknowns, and with the help of matrix inversion method, what we have to find, we just express those equations in the matrix form capital AX equals to B. ओके जो तुम लोग को इक्वेशन देगा तीन इक्वेशन उसको जस्ट मैट्रिक्स फॉर्म में लिखना है ax equals to b. Okay, now what are these values? What are the values of a, x and b? See, where capital A is a matrix formed by the what coefficients of the unknowns. See, you can see a1 b1 c1 क्या था? Coefficients of x, y, z in the first equation, and a2 b2 c2 is the coefficients of x, y, z in the second equation, and a3 b3 c3 are the coefficients of x, y, z in the third equation. So capital A matrix हम लोग को कैसे फॉर्म करना है? That will be formed by taking the matrix which is formed by the coefficients of x, y, z. Okay, now what is capital X? Capital X is the what? Is the column matrix formed by the unknowns. Okay, capital X is the column matrix formed by the unknowns small x, small y, small z. And what is capital B? It is again a column matrix. You can see only one column is there. in the what x, in the value x also that is a column matrix because containing only one column, and in the value b it is the column matrix formed by the what constants जो इक्वेशन के राइट हैंड साइड में होंगे. सो ये हो गया फॉर्मेशन ऑफ ए एक्स बी. ओके, उसके बाद तुम लोगों को क्या करना है, सी द सॉल्यूशन इज कैपिटल एक्स इक्वल्स टू ए इनवर्स बी. ए इनवर्स जो निकलेगा फ्रॉम कैपिटल ए उसको कैपिटल बी के साथ मल्टीप्लाई करना है. ओ मैट्रिक्स मल्टीप्लिकेशन विल कम. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्लास वी विल डेफिनेटली लर्न अबाउट द मैट्रिक्स मल्टीप्लिकेशन. We will not discuss here matrix multiplication. So for matrix inversion method, no doubt inverse concept is required as well as the word matrix multiplication. So next class we will start the matrix multiplication first, then we will solve a problem by using matrix inversion method. Okay, so this is the final formula for calculating the values of the unknowns. Capital X equals to A inverse into B. Remember? Okay. So just next rule हम लोग same equation, same linear equation अगर तुम लोग का होगा, so if you are asked to find the solutions of the unknown by using Cramer's rule. What is the Cramer rule? See, Cramer's rule के लिए direct formula है, you have to find the values of x equals to d1 by d, y equal to d2 by d, z equal to d3 by d. Now see, what are these values? d1, d2, d3, d. ये सब क्या है मतलब? ओके, सो पहले तो हम लोग को डी निकालना है. जस्ट सी केयरफुली व्हाट इज डी, व्हाट इज कैपिटल डी. जस्ट टेक इट आउट. व्हाट इज कैपिटल डी? A1 is a matrix formed by the again the by the coefficients of unknowns. Understood? D1 is a matrix formed by the coefficients of the unknowns. All right. Now, after finding D, D1 is what? Now you can see what is the what similarity. How can you distinguish D1 and D? You just see here. How can you distinguish D1 and D? D1 में क्या करना है बोलो? In the matrix D1, the second and third column is as it is as what? D. No? What will happen in the first column? You just replace D1, D2, D3. Sorry, A1, A2, A3 in the matrix D by D1, D2, D3. That is the difference. Second and third column सेम रहेगा. ठीक है, जो D मैट्रिक्स का फर्स्ट कॉलम है that is changed to D1, D2, D3. That is ultimately the what matrix capital D1. So similarly, how can you get D2? Again, see in the matrix D, you just replace the second column, that is B1, B2, B3 by D1, D2, D3. Other two columns are same. And similarly, in the third matrix, that is D3, again from the matrix capital D, you just replace the column C1, C2, C3 by D1, D2, D3. In this way, you will have the matrices D, D1, D2 and D3. Just इन लोगों का वैल्यू मतलब निकालना है. एंड जस्ट सॉरी यार मैं थोड़ा रॉन्ग कर दिया. समथिंग रॉन्ग हियर. कैन यू टेल मी व्हाट आर द रॉन्ग थिंग्स? कैन यू टेल मी व्हाट आर द रॉन्ग थिंग्स? हेलो हेलो, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, in all the matrices D, D1, D2, D3, those are not matrices actually, those are the determinants, where capital D equal to determinant of A1, B1, C1. This, remember, capital D1 equal to just replace what? Matrix symbol by determinant symbol. That is represented by close words. Only then you can evaluate. Only then you can expand the given determinants. देखो D1, D2, D3, D ये सब determinant है. So यहाँ में थोड़ा wrongly लिखा हुआ है. And in terms of matrices it is given, but that is actually in terms of determinant. I mean to say capital D equal to what? Determinant A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B2, C2. Similarly, other D1, D2, D3 stands by the symbol close word. Okay, only then you can expand. See, अगर expand ही नहीं करोगे तो how can you get the values of x? y, and z. Okay, so that's why d1, d2, d3 all are determinants. And how can you find the values of d1, d2, d3? You just change the particular columns of capital D, and you will get d1, d2, and d3. Okay, in this way you can just find the values of d1, d2, d3, and d, and just put it over in the Cramer's rule for finding the values of x, y, and z. Okay, so next class we will discuss about the what expansion about the values of d, d1, and d2, d1 and d2 and d3 to get the solutions of x, y, and z. Okay, so next class we will discuss particular problems for finding the solutions of x, y, z. And also in the next class we will learn about the, that's very important, that still not discussed yet in the matrix part, that is the matrix multiplication. Without that matrix multiplication you will not be able to find out the solutions of the unknowns by using matrix inversion method. Remember all this. Okay, so